How is everybody doing tonight? How you doing, Suns fans? Welcome to my Phoenix Suns versus New Orleans Pelicans post-game live show, reaction, thoughts, rants, whatever you want to call this. Suns Pelicans post-game live show with Suns Geek. Appreciate everybody that's in here. We're going to do what we normally do, wait a couple minutes, and then we'll get started. Kind of let some more people come in here because a lot of you guys are probably at the game. Appreciate it. Anybody and everybody who's going to be watching later on, I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel lately. You guys are all amazing people. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys. If you guys want, do me a huge favor. Destroy that like button, smash that like button. It would really help support the channel. Tell people about Suns Geek. Keep on watching the show. Keep on watching my channel and videos because that would really help support me. That's honestly the best way to support me. So we'll get started here in a minute. I do have a beer tonight. You know, it's Friday night, almost Halloween. Might as well crack open a beer, you know. We got lots of good stuff to talk about. Let's celebrate a little bit. So I got this Budweiser. This is FIFA World Cup, I think, edition. Yeah, FIFA World Cup, which, by the way, soccer is actually really entertaining to watch if you actually just sit down and watch it. So we're going to pour this beer. Hopefully I don't spill it all over my computer like I did last time. I'm already party fouling over here. But that's okay. It's Friday night. Nice Suns win. We'll get started here in 1 second. Not the best pour. That's all right. I got my awesome Suns mug right there. You guys can check that out. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this game. Any questions? I'll do my best to answer them. We're going to go over the stats. We might even look at some highlights in a way without getting copyrighted, hopefully. And, you know, it's a good night. It's a good night. And, yeah. So let's cheers and get the show started. Cheers to the Phoenix Suns. Delicious. Delicious. All right, Suns fans. So, shout out to my guy, Double G's and Double Threes, who left a very nice comment last show. And I really appreciate you being here, man. Michael, thank you for being here. Witty, thank you for being here. Jose, Ryan, all you guys, appreciate you. Manuel, appreciate you being here. All right, so I didn't really want to start off the show this way, but I guess we will. I guess we got to address the elephant in the room, and I'll actually pull up the videos that I uploaded to my thing here. Uploaded a couple different videos. You know what? We're going to go to my TikTok. Shameless plug here. We're going to go to my TikTok because I actually have the 3 clips that I uploaded on my TikTok, and we will react to it there. So we're gonna address the elephant in the room here. Deandre Ayton took a little bit of a spill. By the way, follow me on TikTok at Suns Geek on YouTube, on TikTok. So again, I hope I don't get copyrighted for this. Here is what happened. Now I am gonna mute the audio here just in case, because YouTube's really like strict with copyright claims and all that. But let's check this out. So this was all 3 of the videos that I uploaded. This is from a few different angles, and we're going to see Deandre Ayton limp off the court. So here's what happened. Takes the jump shot. Now, Jonas Valanciunas, I hope I said his name right. He did kind of stick his leg out a little bit. Some people were responding to me in my mentions saying that should have been a flagrant foul, and the NBA needs to look over this. That is possible, I assume. I'll let you guys be the judge. I don't know. But Ayton definitely tweaked the ankle, immediately grabbed it, but then he got back up, kind of ran back down the court a little bit. And then, you know, he limped to the bench, and then we didn't see him after that. He was getting evaluated, and they said that he was questionable to come back. And then they said that he will not return with a left ankle sprain. So you see him kind of jogging back up the court right there. He got up on his own. So again, in short, I hope that he's okay. if he is going to miss time, I hope that it's not much time, and I hope that he gets that ankle strong. Um, you know, NBA gods, if you are watching, please turn off the injuries. Please, NBA gods, turn off the injuries. Let's have an NBA season where like 90% of the league is healthy. You know what I mean? That would just be amazing to see. So prayers up for DeAndre Ayton. I hope that he is okay. I hope that he comes back strong. And if he needs to miss a couple of games, that's fine with me. Hopefully, the injury isn't upgraded to anything worse. Hopefully, he comes back strong. I didn't really want to start off the show that way, but we had to address the elephant in the room. And it sucks. Injuries do happen as part of the game. And again, I just hope that he's okay. So on that note, let me take a sip of my beer real quick and we will continue on. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for joining me. My Suns Pelicans post game live show. What a beautiful win. As people are saying in the chat, we needed this version in the finals. Exactly. We needed this version throughout that entire Mavs series. We are definitely going to talk about the bench tonight. Sorry, guys. My nose is like itchy for some reason. Suns are the best in the NBA. Loving the bench. That's what everyone's saying. Um, Suns looking like a finals team. Don't be surprised if it's Bucks Suns finals. That would be a lot of fun. You could make the argument that if the Bucks had Chris Middleton last year or during the playoffs, that they probably would have been back in the finals. You could make that argument. But anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and dive into this game. So first off, like I said last show, and I will continue to repeat this throughout the season, I truly do believe that this Pelicans team is a lot better than what we saw tonight. They were down a lot of guys, like Zion didn't play. Herb Jones, who's a solid defender, didn't play, but they just have so many young, you know, big pieces on their team, guys that can really provide great minutes, solid defenders, good shooters, just up and down this roster. This team is absolutely solid. And, guys like Trey Murphy, for example, who coming into this game was averaging 15 and a half points per game. They got guys like that who can step up for their team. I kind of feel like, in a way, this game was a little bit over at the fourth quarter. I mean, the Pelicans kind of crept back into this game. But one trend I am seeing early with this Phoenix Suns team, and again, it's only a 5-game sample size. But one trend I'm starting to see with this Phoenix Suns team is when the Suns really get the lead, even if the team kind of creeps back in, the Suns do a good job of saying, like, you're not coming back into this game. Even if a team goes on a little bit of a run, which we saw kind of late in that fourth quarter. I think the Pelicans cut the game to like about 11. The Suns just responded with another run of their own, and they said, you are not coming back into this game. Like, at one point, it was 15 minutes left with like 3 minutes to go or something like that. Like, the Phoenix Suns just absolutely dominated tonight's game. And again, we're going to get into it, but a big reason for that was our bench. Our bench, you could argue, won us this game. They were that good tonight. And even though I was very critical of this bench during the preseason, maybe the preseason was kind of a good thing. They were probably working out some kinks, learning how to play together. They obviously had lots of time to practice during training camp and everything. And, we saw what the bench did the last few games, and they've been really productive. And excuse me. And tonight proved it. Tonight proved that the Phoenix Suns really do have a good bench. And I think they even mentioned it on the broadcast. Oh God, we got a bot in here. I think they even mentioned it in the broadcast that that we still haven't even gotten anything for Jay Crowder yet. So if the Suns can pull off a nice deal, that can be another piece to this bench that the Phoenix Suns could add. So it's really exciting stuff, you guys. And yes, it really sucks that DeAndre Ayton got hurt. By the way, I think like Torrey Craig got hurt in this game, and Jock Landale got hit in the face, and guys' bodies were flying all over the place. But there's a lot to be excited about with this Phoenix Suns team right now. And I'm just feeling so much better and so much more optimistic about this Phoenix Suns team than I was, like a week ago, especially in the first half of that Mavericks game. I was super negative and yeah, what a game it was tonight, you guys. There's just a lot of exciting stuff for the Phoenix Suns right now. And speaking of that, let's go ahead. I have some notes here, but let me just kind of break it down like this. We'll kind of dive into the numbers real quick. So the Phoenix Suns started off this game fantastic. They were off to a 10-3 start. The ball was moving. Guys were running the fast break. The opening tip, Deandre Ayton won it. Booker grabbed the ball and just ran in for a dunk. And I think that Cam Johnson had like a fast break dunk. They were hitting their threes. It was a nice start. But then the Pelicans responded with a 16-4 response. And I kind of noticed that this game was full of runs because it kind of seemed like the Suns cooled down a little bit after the first quarter. And I've kind of noticed they do that a lot too. It's either that the Suns cool down or that the defense just picks up. But even though the Suns cooled down, they still held the lead. Even though like DeAndre Ayton was out, the injury and everything, and the Suns bench was in, this game was still reasonably close. And then I don't know what happened. They just kind of exploded and ended up winning the game. Again, like I mentioned, late in this game is like a 15-point lead. The game is pretty much over. And even though the Pelicans kind of crept back in, it just felt like this game was over, like at the start of the fourth quarter, in my opinion. So I'm going to pull up the numbers real quick, and we're going to kind of just do what we always do. We're going to just kind of break it down player by player. I'll give my thoughts. We'll look at the numbers. We'll react to some things on Twitter and everything. And it's going to be a great show. So do me a favor, you guys, and just destroy that like button, smash that like button, share the stream. I would really appreciate it if you guys shared the stream, and just tell people about Suns Geek, you guys. That would really, really help support the channel. So let me just zoom in real quick. That way you guys can kind of get a better look at what I'm looking at. Once again, thank you to everybody that is in here. Hopefully this is working too. Let me mute that. Okay, can you guys see what I'm looking at here? All right, cool. Let me just take another sip of my beer and we will continue on. Give me 1 second here, you guys. Cheers. Let me know what you guys are drinking in the chat too. Delicious. All right. I feel like Cameron Johnson had a really quiet game tonight. 27 minutes, 5 for 10 from the field, 16 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. But if Cameron Johnson can have a game like that, where he's kind of, quote, quiet, as I put it, I think I'm okay with that. Cameron Johnson was fine tonight. Mikal Bridges, though, with how many great performances we saw off of our bench, you could argue, not that you could argue, I think it's easy to say that Mikal Bridges was the player of the game tonight. 27 points, 10 for 13 shooting, 3 threes made, 31 minutes, 4 assists, 3 blocks. We all know what he does on defense. But offensively, Mikal Bridges was fantastic tonight. Cutting to the basket, one of the best, if not the best, cutter in the NBA. Taking the ball offensively, hitting those nice mid-range shots, doing fadeaway jump shots, hitting his threes. They even mentioned it on the broadcast that he wasn't just standing in the corner like he kind of has in the past. Like he has been challenged to step up offensively, and that is exactly what he is doing. His highlights were fantastic tonight. He just looked like he had the hot hand from the jump. And 27 points. It's amazing. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his career high is like 35 or 38. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about that. But absolutely fantastic night for Mikal Bridges. Maybe it's because the Phillies are in the World Series. Maybe that's why he's on fire right now. But if Mikal Bridges can continue to take these offensive jumps, and you know what? This might be a bad example, but let's use Cameron Johnson, for example. Like if Mikal Bridges can kind of put up a Cameron Johnson stat line tonight, like 16 points, a couple made threes, productive minutes on the defensive end. Like I'm okay with that. But Mikal Bridges having 27 points, 10 for 13 shooting, 3 made threes. Fantastic. Could you imagine if we get that kind of a Mikal Bridges every single game? It's going to be amazing because 1, you're filling in for Jay Crowder, but 2, you're taking the scoring load off Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And that's exactly what this team needs throughout the season. Excuse me, I got a burp. Excuse me. DeAndre Ayton, we already talked about him. Went out with the ankle injury. It's on my TikTok and on my Instagram story, which, by the way, follow me on social media. Links down below. At Suns Geek on Instagram, Suns Geek on Twitter, Suns Geek on YouTube, on TikTok. He looked okay though before the injury. I thought he did look okay. The one kind of shame with this game is that you kind of wish that this Pelicans team, as much as I've been hyping them up, would have been at least somewhat healthy, fully healthy, if anything. Would have been nice to see Zion. Would have been nice to see Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I wasn't even sure if CJ McCollum was going to play in this game. Which, by the way, you guys, speaking of CJ McCollum, still one of the best players in the league. He's averaging 8 assists, pretty much. He's like 7.8, but 8 assists coming into this game. Although he is shooting 29% from three, but one of the best players in the league. I think he's averaging like 21 a game, if I remember correctly. Chris Paul, 31 minutes tonight. Not the best shooting night. Again, kind of a weird trend that we're seeing there. 1 for 7, 7 points, 9 assists. Devin Booker, I think I saw something that he had like something going on with his finger. I don't know. 6 for 14, 16 points, 5 turnovers. It's, again, you guys, like, I guess the point that I'm making here is you look at the starters numbers. Take DeAndre Ayton out of the conversation. Look at Booker, look at Paul, look at Cam Johnson. If you include Mikal Bridges into the bench unit, the bench won us this game. And Mikal Bridges' offensive growth that we saw in this game won us that game. You know what I mean? Like, the bench was fantastic tonight. Guys stepped up when needed. That is exactly what we're going to need all season long. So, yes, Booker didn't have the best game and still finished with 16 points. Cam Johnson, not the best game either, but still finished with 16. Chris Paul still had 7 and 9 for what it's worth. But let's talk about the bench. Let's dive into the bench because this is what I'm really excited to talk about. Let's start off with Torrey Craig, who I don't remember when he hurt his finger. Or was it his finger? I don't know. He got hurt somewhere. Guys were falling all over the floor tonight. It was a really physical game. But before he got hurt, because he only played 17 minutes, 13 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 6 for 6 from the field. He had 11 points in 9 minutes. I'm not even joking. Excuse me. And kind of like Mikal Bridges, we've noticed that he's not just standing in the corner waiting for the open three. Although Torrey Craig has not been shy of taking that open three this year, and I like it. If he's going to hit the three, I encourage him to take it, especially if he's left wide open. Now, if he's missing it a lot and he's still shooting, he shouldn't do that. But he hasn't been shy with taking that three this year, and I love it. But again, 11 points in 9 minutes, you guys. He finished with 13, but he was just very active. He was cutting to the rim, grabbing nice offensive rebounds, put back dunks. Torrey Craig was great tonight. This is the Torrey Craig that we are definitely going to need if we want to replace a Jay Crowder. Torrey Craig was great. Bismack Biyombo. I said the last couple of my live shows, I said, I think Monty Williams is saving Bismack Biyombo for a rainy day. I said that twice. And guess what? Tonight, 23 minutes, 11 points, 13 boards, 2 blocks, and 2 assists. He was great tonight, you guys. Bismack Biyombo, just dominant, doing what Bismack does, setting picks, blocking shots, going for alley-oops. He was great tonight, you guys. Bismack Biyombo came in on a rainy day and shined. My boy Jock Lundell, 17 minutes, 4 for 9 from the field, 8 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And one of those assists was a beautiful, sort of a risky pass, but beautiful, risky pass to Landry Shamet, who pump faked, got his defender, and Shamet laid it up and in. I thought Lundell was pretty good tonight. He also had a couple nice throwdown dunks and everything. So, guys, before we continue on, we're 20 minutes into the live show. Appreciate everybody that is in here. Do me a huge favor and destroy that like button. I say this every show, but the best way to continue to support me is just to keep watching. That's truly it. I mean, you guys can Hulk smash the like button if you want. I encourage you guys to subscribe, but the best way to support me is just to keep watching, even if you're watching this afterwards. So again, cheers to you guys. Let me know what you guys are drinking out there. I'm drinking a Budweiser. It's a great night. It's Friday night. It's almost Halloween. Phoenix Suns are 4-1. The Lakers are 0-5. Let me repeat. The Lakers are 0-5. It's beautiful, you guys. Cheers. I got the burps tonight, so I apologize, you guys. All right. Excuse me. Let's get into some comments here, and then we will continue reacting to the bench because, in short, Cameron Payne played pretty well tonight. I pretty much went over the bench for the most part, but Cameron Payne played pretty well tonight. So let me get to some comments here. Let's see. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. Suns, great win. We love our Phoenix Suns and much love, Suns Geek. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you saying that, man. You've been in these streams before, and I appreciate you saying that, man. Let's see. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Campaign has been amazing so far. Yeah, so thank you, Jose. I hope I said your name correctly. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Thank you for your comment. So what I saw from Campaign tonight, which by the way, you guys, let me see, I'm getting his numbers right. 17 points, 5 for 10 from the field, 12 points, 5 assists. We're seeing, in my opinion, a much calmer Campaign. You know what I mean? He obviously seems like he has been working on his game. I feel like his jump shots, especially his threes that he's taking, are smart shots. I feel like he's a little more confident in taking his shots, but he's playing aggressive. He's hustling out there. He's playmaking. I think he's been doing okay. I mean, again, 12-5 in 17 minutes. That's pretty good. And that's what I was saying, you guys. Like, again, Booker didn't have the best game tonight. Paul didn't have the best game tonight. If these bench guys can just come in and give you just a little bit of that kind of production, like a 12-5 or a Bismack Biyombo, like an 11-13, I'm okay with that. And one thing that I have failed to talk about tonight is the ball movement. And we'll dive into it in a little bit. But the ball movement was incredible tonight. The ball was zipping around the court. Guys were just, it was like hot potato. Guys were just passing that ball away like it was on fire or something. The ball movement was incredible. We finished with 33 assists. Guys, what do I say almost every live show? If you have 29 assists or more, you're going to win a lot of games. Even though I think there was one game where we had like 29 assists and still lost. But you guys get my point. I'm serious. Go back and look at the highlights, you guys. The ball movement was incredible tonight. The ball movement was great. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any comments before we move on. Excuse me. McCole42 writes, perimeter defense was solid. Biyombo and Lindell solid in the post as well. Exactly. Speaking of Jock Lindell in the post, I think I read something earlier that said that the Phoenix Suns are kind of sort of doing a new offense this year where they're driving to the lane more, and pretty much DeAndre Ayton and Jock Lindell are going to stay in the post offensively. So that kind of spreads the floor a little bit. But yeah, I agree with you on the perimeter defense. I do remember one play in particular, especially with Jock Lindell. I think it was like Jose Alvarado was in the corner. I think the shot clock was winding down. Jock Lindell ran over and kind of swarmed him. And I think he might have even blocked the shot as the shot clock was going off. But yeah, the perimeter defense was great tonight. And I remember there was even a small stretch where I thought that the Pelicans defense stepped it up a little bit. But yeah, just great defense tonight, you guys. We just did a good job of making sure that this team was not going to respond, even if they did kind of scratch and claw their way back into the game. Suns defense was just great tonight. And again, I know that this is a game of points. I know that the highest, amount of points wins in this game, but with great defense comes great offense. You know what I mean? Let's see. McHale for defensive player of the year. He's a beast. 3 blocks, 1 steal. Exactly. He should have won defensive player in the year last year, in my opinion. Um, Intrepid. I can't read your name. Wolves fans are crazy for chanting 0-5. Yeah, I retweeted that. My shout out to my guy. Let's talk Wolves. He tweeted that earlier, and I was like, that's freaking hilarious. Shamdale says Joshua. Yeah, Landry Shamet, Jock Landale, Shamdale. Is that a new thing? I don't know. Suns championship window isn't closed. You know what? It's way too early in the season, but you might be right. It's way too early in the season, though. So, let me know that comment around All-Star break, and we'll talk about that then. Because by All-Star break, the NBA is really weird right now. I think what we're going to do later is we'll take a look at the standings, because I think every NBA game's been played so far tonight. We're going to look at the standings later, and we're going to kind of look at some weird records. The NBA is really weird right now. But by All-Star break, we're going to know who's legit, who's not, who's a contender, who's a pretender. You know what I mean? Ham Bone says Craig is playing with that energy this year. You know, I sort of mentioned that earlier when I was talking about Torrey Craig. And I even responded to somebody's tweet just saying effort and hustle. That's what I saw, and that's what I've been seeing. Again, you get put back dunks with effort and hustle. You get offensive rebounds with hustle. You know, Torrey Craig's got that size, the defensive ability, a little bit of experience under his belt. And I think that that's why he's looked really good. And again, he's not the best offensive player, but he can occasionally hit the corner 3. He's been taking those threes. He hasn't been shy about it. And I think that that's okay. He's looked really good. And, you know, we're going to need him in certain games. And tonight was one of those nights. I feel like he really sparked the bench. Shout out to Torrey Craig, man. Let's see. Shamit looks good too, says Jose. We haven't gotten anything from Okogie yet. Who's the solid player? Yeah, I think Okogie's time will come, but right now he's pretty much riding the bench right now. But he's a good player, in my opinion. Got to get something for Crowder. It would help with the depth. Exactly. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Shamit is a walking bucket, says double G's and double threes. Appreciate you being here, man. Lakers lose, the world wins. Exactly. They're 0-5, man. It's beautiful. All right, cool. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Yeah, don't forget Brandon Ingram is scary good. He really is. I've been a Brandon Ingram fan, and I remember what he did to us in last year's playoffs. The dude is an NBA All-Star. He's a great player, and I know he put in the work over the summer. And again, you guys, I said it at the start of the show. I really do believe that this Pelicans team who we played tonight is a lot better than their record shows and from what you saw on the court tonight. I really believe that. I think we're going to see this team again, and they're going to be a lot better. Hopefully they're healthier. And look, I know that Zion, you know, I have some different opinions on Zion Williamson. We obviously haven't seen Zion play a full season, but when he is out there, Zion Williamson is a super productive player. And statistically, the Pelicans are better when he is out on the court. And I'm not going to lie, I've only seen one game from him so far, but the game I did see, he was absolutely dominant. Like if he gets room in the paint, you pretty much can't stop him. He's got that second bounce. He's incredible. And I'm just really excited to play this team again. And I hope that they're healthy next time. I want to see what this Suns team can do against a somewhat fully healthy Pelicans team. Guys, we are 30 minutes in already. So do me a favor, you guys, smash that like button. Share the stream. Tell people about Suns Geek. Go tell your grandma, tell your cousin, tell your dogs, tell your cats. tell people about Suns Geek, and we will continue with the show. I'm going to take another sip of my beer. Let me know what you guys are drinking in the chat. Suns Pelicans post-game live show with Suns Geek. Appreciate you guys being here. All right, so real quick, we're going to talk about the Pelicans, and then we will look at the other numbers here. So initial quick thoughts. Mainly the start. This game was weird, man. I don't know if the Pelicans were tired. Like, I didn't really see too much out of the Pelicans, besides the fact that I do think that they are a deep team and that they are going to be a threat. Najee Marshall provided some good minutes, 35 minutes, 7 for 13 from the field, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Jonas Valanciunas, 25 points, 10 rebounds. I don't know if I necessarily saw a dominant version of Valanciunas tonight. I feel like I've seen a more aggressive version of him, in my personal opinion, but 25 and 10, that's pretty good numbers to me. Mr. Controversial, infamous Jose Alvarado, 29 minutes, not the best shooting night, but still finished with 14 points. CJ McCollum, who, like I mentioned, coming into this game, I think he had 21 points per game throughout the season, and not the best 3-point shooter so far this year, but is averaging close to 8 assists. He finished with 17 and 9, not too bad from him. And Trey Murphy, like I said, coming into this game was averaging 15 and a half points, finished with 13 and 5 tonight. But they didn't really get much production out of their bench. So on that note, we'll just look at the team stats here. And again, I feel like I really have not talked about this enough. And I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it highlighted on my screen. 33 assists. Everyone put that in the chat right now. 33 assists, or at least just put 33. That is huge, you guys. And I cannot express it enough. The ball was just zipping around the court, man. I think I saw one play that somebody uploaded where, like, somebody was on the corner. They zipped it to, I think, a Jock Lindell or a Bismack Biyombo. He dished it out to like a Cutting Bridges or something like that. And just a beautiful, just ball movement was amazing. Thank you, Coda Kid. 33 assists, man. And again, there was just so many different plays and sequences where the ball was just zipping around the court and it would lead to an open three or it would lead to a nice cut to the basket. Just a beautiful, beautiful basketball tonight, you guys. And I can't stress it enough that that's a big part of Phoenix's game plan, is that ball zipping around the court. And that's what the Phoenix Suns need to do more of. Suns shot 52% from the field tonight. Pelicans shot 44%. Suns surprisingly only hit 10 threes in this game. Good enough for 30%. The Pelicans 15 for 37, 40% from three. Both teams shot 90% from the free throw line. 47 rebounds for the Phoenix Suns tonight. Let me repeat that. 47 rebounds compared to the Pelicans 33. That's crazy because Deandre Ayton was injured in this game. So props to the Phoenix Suns for winning the rebounding battle tonight. We already talked about the assists. Suns only had 12 turnovers. And that's another thing that I've noticed a lot too, is that when the Suns have a low turnover game, they usually win a lot of games. In all fairness, Pelicans had 14 assists, but still. Both teams, points off turnover, 17. Suns had 60 points in the paint. What a game for the Phoenix Suns. It's that simple. It was just a nice win. The biggest lead was 18, by the way. Huge win for the Suns. Absolutely huge. So before we continue on, let me just make sure. I want to see what the media is saying, see if there's anything that we can kind of react to. I don't know if there's anything yet that we can. Give me a second here, you guys. I'm just looking at something. Okay, is there nothing that we can react to tonight? All right, cool. So real quick, shout out to Kellen Olson, Arizona Central, or Arizona Sports, excuse me. He says no update. Wait, what are we doing? Okay, sorry. He says no update on DeAndre Ayton from Monty Williams outside of it being a left ankle sprain. So that means that Monty Williams probably doesn't know anything either. Torrey Craig said his eye is okay after getting scratched. He's going to stay in, but it was blurry. So he flushed it out in the locker room for a bit and then came back in. Has a protective contact in and some drops for tonight. Shout out to Kellen Olson for that information. So Torrey Craig seems to be okay, although eye injuries are kind of, excuse me, eye injuries can sometimes be a problem in terms of sports and everything. But yeah, again, if you guys missed what I just said, DeAndre Ayton, still no update besides the fact that it's a left ankle sprain. Fingers crossed. I hope that DeAndre Ayton's okay and that he returns soon. If he has to miss a couple of games, I'm okay with that as long as he comes back strong. And yeah, and I hope that everything's okay. So I think what we'll do now, you guys, is we're going to kind of look at the standings and I can kind of give you guys some thoughts. Because what I've done the past couple live shows is I've kind of reacted to the Suns schedule, but I think I want to get some more Suns games under the belt real quick, and then we'll kind of react to the schedule later on. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I'll do my best to get to them. We're going to look at the schedule, or not the schedule. We're going to look at the standings real quick, and I'll just kind of just react and give my thoughts. And then I think we'll pretty much wrap it up. Unless we get into some really good conversations or any good questions, I think we'll kind of end this game short, end this stream soon, because I feel like I pretty much said everything I've wanted to say. I mean, it was a hell of a game tonight. That's pretty much it. So we're going to look at the standings real quick. I know it's very early. I mean, we're 5-6 games into the season. But the NBA is really weird and wonky right now. So I'm going to share my screen and we will react to the standings here. All right. So let's start with the Western Conference first. The Portland Trailblazers, surprisingly, as of right now, October 29th, it's 12:11 my time. So it's probably like 10:11 your guys' time or wherever you're watching from. But either way, October 29th, Blazers are 5-1. And Damian Lillard's out for like a week or 2 weeks. He was on fire to start the season. I knew that Portland team was going to be better. I don't know if they can really like keep this up the rest of the season, but I knew they were going to be better than what they were last year. Last year they were injured, clearly going in a different direction. The Damian Lillard injury, the CJ McCollum trade, et cetera, et cetera. I'm glad they're off to a good start. I can't wait to see. We're playing them soon. I think we played them back to back. So it's going to be interesting to get a rematch with them. Obviously, the Phoenix Suns, 4-1, second place. Grizzlies are a really good team, 4-1. The Utah Jazz, I don't know if they're going to keep this up all year, but they're 4-2. The Nuggets, Jamal Murray's been back, who, according to one person on Denver Nuggets Twitter, is the greatest player of all time. But but the Nuggets, they're a contender. They're somebody who we're gonna have to watch out for eventually. Can't wait to play them. And although I think we played them in the preseason, but Spurs are 4-2. Ooh, and I wanted to let you guys know about something too about the Spurs and Josh Primo. I don't know if you guys know who that is. I think he was like the 12th pick in the 2020 draft, if I remember correctly. Had a lot of promise and everything. I think he's dealing with some like mental health stuff, if I remember correctly. And apparently the Spurs waived him today, which is shocking. And I hope that he's okay. And I hope that he comes back strong. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah. So Josh Primo wrote a statement to ESPN. I'll just share my screen real quick. And we will, that way you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at here. This is from Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. And the reason we're talking about this, if you guys are just joining the show, is because we're looking at the NBA standings. I feel like this is pretty important to talk about because this doesn't happen every day. So Josh Primo issued a statement. I know that you are all surprised by today's announcement. I've been seeking help to deal with previous trauma I suffered, and now will take this time to focus on my mental health treatment more fully. I hope to be able to discuss these issues in the future. so that I can help others who have suffered in a similar way. I appreciate privacy at this time. And that sucks, man, because I can't really read you Primo stats off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up, but again, promising player, a very young, promising player. And then all of a sudden, and I knew it wasn't really his play. Now, maybe there was some stuff behind the scenes going on. I don't know, but I got to fix my tab real quick. But other NBA news. But anyways, yeah, it sucks, man. I hope that Josh Primo can make it back to the NBA. Maybe the Spurs will pick him up when he does decide to return. I hope that everything's okay. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Obviously, not good. What's happening there with Josh Primo. I should have pulled this up so you guys can read it a little better. But that's the full statement from Josh Primo, and it was shocking because I don't think it was an on the court thing why he got waived. But in short, I hope that he can make it back and be in the NBA one day. So we're going to continue to look at the standings real quick. Give me a second here, guys. And again, try to get your questions in. If I missed your question, I do apologize. I'll try to answer your question, and then we will move on. All right. So Timberwolves 4-2. We play them November 1st. And by the way, you guys, I'm going to be having a guest who covers all things Minnesota sports. Shout out to Let's Talk Wolves on Twitter. He's going to be on my show, post-game show, November 1st. So we'll be taking on the Timberwolves that night, and I'll be chatting it up with him post-game. So we'll have a guest. They're 4-2. They're looking really good. They crushed the Lakers tonight, and the Lakers are 0-5. Pelicans are 3-2, like I said. They're a lot better than what their record shows. Mavericks are 2-2. I watched a little bit of their game. I think it was last night. Thunder 2-3. Clippers are 2-3. What is going on with the Clippers, man? Houston is 1-5. Kings are 0-4, which is I'm a little disappointed in the Kings. I had them on paper to be better than what they were, and they're 0-4 to start the season. I don't like that. And then, the Lakers are complete garbage, and they're 0-5, and I don't think they're going to get any better. And I'm not even saying, I mean, obviously I'm a Lakers hater, but as a fan of basketball, I can't see the Lakers getting any better unless they make a trade. I don't think that a Russell Westbrook lineup change or a Russell Westbrook trade is really going to put the Lakers into any contention. That team is just not built. Even if AD is healthy, and even if LeBron plays on an MVP level, which I think he is, I can't see the Lakers getting any better. They're really going to have to shake up their roster, either rebuild or retool or trade LeBron or trade AD, do something, because that team is garbage. All right, enough of the Lakers. Nobody cares about the Lakers. Shout out to my guy Applebite Music. Says make sure to Hulk smash that like button, y'all. 4-1 never looked so good, right? 0-5 is incredible for the Lakers, right? All right, Milwaukee Bucks. Who knows? Maybe we'll see them in the finals this year. They're 4-0. They're really good. I don't even think Chris Middleton's playing. The Atlanta Hawks. There were so many critics of the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, the Atlanta Hawks got DeJounte Murray, but I don't know how that's going to fit together. Guys, you're adding an all-star, solid defender and DeJounte Murray to your backcourt. It was going to work. They're 4-1. I think the Hawks are really good. And I haven't even really seen the Hawks play that much. But from what I have seen, they're looking really good. And Trae Young, by the way, I think it's like Trae Young and DeJounte Murray are the first duo on the same team to have 10 assists in the same game. I think it was something like that. Something along that stat line. It was like they were the first duo ever to do that in the same game. I had a feeling that was going to be good. If you guys have watched this channel for a long time, you guys know that I really like this Cleveland Cavaliers team. I knew they were going to be good. And I said this all last season. I said, if the Cleveland Cavaliers would have been somewhat healthy last year, they would have made the playoffs. I think they got robbed. They're 4-1. They're really good from top to bottom. I can't wait to play the Cavs. Can't wait. And again, if that Cavs team can stay healthy, they're going to make some noise. Celtics are 3-2. They're really good. The Knicks, surprisingly, are 3-2. Wizards are 3-2. I have some thoughts on the Wizards. I think that the Wizards are going to be kind of a sneaky, maybe play-in team, maybe even an 8 seed. I think that they could be really good. Chicago Bulls are 3-3. Raptors are 3-3. Don't underestimate that Raptors team. They got a lot of guys who hustle. They got their defense is solid. They're a good team, even though they got absolutely destroyed tonight by the struggling Sixers. Hornets are 2-3. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. The Sixers are 2-4. I think the Sixers are better than the record is showing, but shout out to my guys, Philly Take with RB, Romp 2.0, DJ Eastwood, Sixers content creators. Their start to the season was absolutely terrible. They were 1-4, and they got a huge win tonight without Joel Embiid. Pacers are 2-4. Miami Heat, I don't know what to think of the Miami Heat. They're also 2-4. I don't think they're going to be that good. They could be, but I can't see them winning a chip this year, like, at all. Brooklyn Nets are the biggest question mark in the NBA. They're 1-4. Pistons are 1-5, and the Magic are 1-5. By the way, in a few years, and I mean this, a few short years from now, I think that the Magic will be a contender. I really do. I think they're maybe one piece away, maybe a couple veterans away, but that team is going to be scary if they can stay healthy. So let me take a sip of my drink, but before I do that, I'm going to read a comment. We would be 5-0 if Landale would have made the putback, LOL, from the rebound that DA missed on purpose. Since he missed the first free throw, we would have gone to a second OT. Exactly. I do agree with that. And I talked about that. I think last show I said we would have been 4-0 if Jocelyn Landale would have had that put back in. So I appreciate your comment. Adam says, any word on a Crowder trade? Sort of. We had that recent report from Chris Haynes, who's senior NBA insider, sideline reporter for TNT. He came out with that story where I made a whole video about this. Check it out on my channel. But pretty much he spoke to Jay Crowder. He actually got a quote from Jay Crowder and said, Jay Crowder pretty much said, like, this has never happened before. The business of basketball is taking its course, and I'll have more details soon, and the truth will be out there. And but I guess James Jones says something along the lines of, like, the situation will solve itself, and then we'll come to a resolution when we come to a resolution or whatever. So no word on a Crowder trade, but do we have an update? Yes, but no update on an actual trade. I think it's going to happen like on a random Tuesday. I'm serious. Like, it's going to be random. Probably, who knows? So I think that's pretty much it, you guys. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. We pretty much covered everything I wanted to talk about. We can, though, hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this, but we can react to one play that I really wanted to react to because it was a beautiful sequence. And shout out to Matt Peterson on Twitter. He's a great follow. He works for the NBA. I think he worked for the Suns for a very long time. Let me just see. What was that one play I wanted to react to? Right here. Let me see. Oop. I don't want there to be any audio while we're reacting to this play. Oop. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties on my end. Sorry about that. All right, we're going to react to this play real quick, and I think we're going to call it. So let me just... And again, shout out to Matt Peterson on Twitter. He's a great follow. Just pull this up. He said that this is probably one of the best sequences that we've seen all season. So pull that up right here. All right, cool. Check this out, you guys. And again, I said this so many times tonight, you guys. The ball movement tonight was absolutely fantastic. Check this out. This is beautiful. We're going to watch this a couple times. Booker's got the ball. Double teamed. Zips it to Jock Landale. Quick pass to Payne. Payne gives it to Landry Shamet. He dives in. Throws it up to Jock Landale, who throws it down. Watch this again. Booker finds Jock. Jock finds Payne. Payne finds Shamet. Shamet cuts in. He throws it down. Beautiful. God, it's not even just that play. I wanted to stop watching it because, again, I don't want to get hit with a copyright claim. But it was that play. There was just so many plays tonight where the ball was zipping around. And the bench was just fantastic. They were hitting their shots. They're putting up the numbers. They're grabbing rebounds, playing great defense. What a win for the Phoenix Suns. On that note, I'm going to take a sip of my beer. You guys are awesome, man. Thanks for being here, guys. So on that note, just a little bit of an update. I'll be live Sunday as we are playing the Houston Rockets. And to my knowledge, we're probably just going to have to watch out for them offensively because they got a lot of young, solid players like a Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., Alfred Sengun, etc. But if we play even like 80% the way we did tonight, I think that we can beat the Rockets. But you never know. The game could be a lot closer. We'll have to see. And then Halloween, we are off. I don't know what I'm officially going to be for Halloween yet, but I think I have an idea. I'll post it on my Instagram and Twitter and everything. You guys can follow me there and check out what I'm doing on Halloween. I want to carve a son's pumpkin too. So maybe I'll upload a little video on that. And I keep saying this every stream, but I'm like, I'm going to change this wall up. But tomorrow, for real, I think I'm actually going to spend some time and change this wall up. And I'll be filming a video. So you guys will be getting a little extra bonus video for that. And then Monday, like I mentioned, we play the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I will have a guest on. Let's Talk Wolves on Twitter. He covers all things Timberwolves. He'll be joining me after the game. Kind of give us some more insight and a closer look to what this Timberwolves team is all about. Him and I will react to the game. Couple last minute things here. Seems like Dario won't be on the team much longer, sadly. I don't know what's going on with Dario. I really don't. I mean, he's not playing at all, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what for. I don't think much of the media knows, to my knowledge, and I don't know. Before we get out of here, though, we can react. I was waiting for the media to post some stuff because really all that we had from the media was just, an update on Ayton and Torrey Craig and all that. So let's listen into who should we listen to? Monty? Should we listen to Bismack Beyond? Let's hear from Bismack Biyombo, man. We haven't heard from Bismack Biyombo yet. So shout out to Dwayne Rankin. Real quick before we react to Bismack Biyombo. As of now, the Suns are a top 5 offense and defense, first in net rating. McCole, I will answer your question on Cam Johnson in a moment, but we're going to react to Bismack Biyombo post game because he was one of the players of the game, in my opinion. He was really, really solid tonight. So I think that we should reward Bismack by reacting to his post game. Once again, shout out to Dwayne Rankin from AZ Central. And here we go.
Ready.
Oh, hold on. I got to be able to hear it too. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, here we go.
Ready.
Can you guys hear that?
Ready.
Honestly, fair to me. It's one thing I've got to learn to live.
I can't really hear it.
The hardest time really brings out the character of who you are. And I think I learned that last year during the process, my dad. So, we stay ready. We continue to work. I think even in the doctor's day, the days things don't go your way, you keep your head above the water and you keep working. I give a shout out to my man Mark Bryan, the assistant coach. Every night I text him, I gotta go back to the gym at night. Last night we in the gym, and you always find time. So I appreciate him because he helped me also get ready. I have a desire and understand what it takes to get ready, but at the same time, you never want to see teammates go down like that, obviously. But the way this team is built, the identity of the team is to make sure that we have the next man out mentality. And more than anything, as the coach can always say, get out there and play basketball. I think that's what we did today. That's what everybody did. We all contribute. I think T. Craig was great. Was in the last probably the whole game. I think at some point he really kicked us in the game. With me, I think I watch every game even if I don't play.
Yeah, I can't really hear it either. And I'm sitting right in front of the computer and I have my volume all the way up and I can't hear it. So, all right, we'll skip that. Usually we react to what the media said. From what I did hear, though, Bismack said, next man up. This team is built. We got guys ready to step up and all that. Let me see if we can hear Monty Williams at all. We can hear Monty a little bit different. We don't have to react to the media. Nothing really too crazy tonight in terms of what the players are saying. But yeah, guys, that's it. I think that's it. Like I said, I kind of updated you guys on the next few games and what I'm going to be doing for Halloween. And also got some horror movies that I want to watch. I'm kind of low-key a really big horror fan. And before we get out here, I'm going to show you guys a couple things. Give me a second here. First off, guys, check out my awesome shirt. I got this a while ago. Kind of a Halloween themed shirt. Low Suns. Kind of a Halloween themed t-shirt. But before we get out of here, my brother was nice enough to give me this. I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest Friday the 13th fan, but I can appreciate good horror and good stuff like this right here. Comes with a little Funko Pop right there. Big Funko Pop collection. It comes with 8 different Friday the 13th movies. And then I got this at Party City the other day, Halloween 2. Big Michael Myers fan here. Big Halloween fan. And then these movies were a pleasant surprise to me. I didn't see them until last year, and I wish I would have seen them in theaters. The It movies. Even if you're not a big horror fan, I highly recommend these movies. It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. These things were surprisingly good movies. So I'm out of here, you guys. Happy early Halloween to you all. I will see you guys Sunday night as we will recap and react to the Suns Rockets. And we will do what we always do. We'll react to the game and we will have a great time. Once again, this has been Suns Geek post-game live show. Suns Pelicans. Suns get the huge win over the Pelicans tonight as they advance 4-1 on the season. Follow me on TikTok. Yes, I am on TikTok at Suns Geek on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Shoot me a DM. Let's talk some Suns. I'll try to get back to all you guys. Tell people about the show, man. Best way to support the channel. Tell people to support Suns Geek. Check out Suns Geek. I gotta turn down this music. It's a little loud. Again, just keep watching me. At the end of the day, that's the best way to support me is just keep watching. You guys are all amazing people. God bless you guys. You're amazing. Stay safe out there. I will see you guys Sunday night. Phoenix Suns versus Houston Rockets. We'll see you guys Sunday. God bless. Peace out. And I am out. Peace.